Hi everyone, I'm Silvia and I represent Rete Educare e Diritti Umani, REDU, that is an Italian organization dealing with human rights education and also circular economy and sustainability. In this session, we will learn about circular communities and why they are important in the circular economy and sustainability field. But before entering the subject, I would like you to take in a pen and a paper and writing or drawing, if you want, what's a community for you. And once you are ready, please upload your document on the forum. Enjoy the task. And now that you have shared what for you is a community and also look what is a community for other persons, I'd like also to share what we mean for community in our framework, in our project. Community can be defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. A community can also be defined as a feeling of belonging to a group of persons as a result of sharing, for instance, values, interests, or goals. A community, in fact, can be formed by your family members, by your classmates, or by your neighborhoods, by your friends, by your colleagues, and so on. Communities, if we follow what has been said in the feverb.com website, can be classified by the purpose that brings people together. In general, in fact, we may have communities of interest where people are together because they share the same interest, for instance, the same passion. Or you may have communities of place where people are brought together because they would like to bring a change in a place, for instance. You may have also communities of practice where people are together, for instance, because of the same job or because they undertake the same activities. And you may have communities of circumstances when people are brought together because of external situation, external circumstances and events. Now that we have identified what is a community or what it can be, I'd like to ask you, what do you mean with circular economy? We have already dealt with this topic in the previous session, but I'd like you to remind the concept. So what's for you a circular economy? And please take now some few minutes to record a vocal message and upload it on the forum, as in the previous task, and try to share with each other your possible definition of circular economy. Enjoy the task. As you may remember, circular economy is a systemic approach to economic development designed to benefit businesses, society, and the environment. In contrast to the take, make, waste linear model, a circular model designs out waste and pollution, keeps products and materials in use, and also regenerates natural and human resources and systems. So now that we have seen what is a community, we have revised the concept of circular economy. What are the circular communities? Do you have any practice in mind, any example in mind? If not, I'd like to suggest you to watch the following video that is actually presenting a Dutch vision of a circular neighborhood in 2030.
Welcome to the city, home to billions of people all over the world, hotspot for innovation and culture, but also a carbon-emitting beast and mass consumer of natural resources. It is here that the circular city of the future is emerging. The state of California has set its sights on carbon neutrality by 2045. With these goals, we need to rapidly decarbonize our cities, including the ways we live, work, learn, and move around. The Netherlands wants to be fully circular by 2050. A cluster of Dutch companies in circular urban development is committed to a bold vision of the future city in the Netherlands and in the United States. A city in which resources circulate at their highest value for the longest time possible, and waste is virtually non-existent. They believe that the neighborhood is the place to start because that's where sustainability meets human experience. So let us guide you through a day in the life of Sam, a resident in California's future circular neighborhood. Good morning. It's 9 a.m., a sunny LA morning, and Sam is dropping his daughter off at school. She's doing a science project this week on the water conservation taking place on the roof. In the circular neighborhood of the future, water is a precious resource. Rainwater is captured on rooftops, and gray water is recycled inside buildings. By designing an ecosystem of services around rainwater, we can ensure nothing goes to waste. A polder roof designed by Metro Polder transforms roofs into smart, controlled water storage. The roof serves as the foundation for a green roof, rooftop garden, or solar park, and enables irrigation, infiltration, or a connection to gray water systems like hydroloops. By taking a systems approach, we can make gains at the neighborhood level too. DESA's raw materials management system comprises the collection, transport, and processing of residual flows from across the neighborhood and transforms it into energy, nutrients, and of course, water. Dutch WaterNet experts offer global support by offering sustainable, integrated solutions for water issues as the removal, purification, and transport of wastewater. It's 11 a.m. After dropping off his daughter, Sam is doing some research on purchasing a new home because the family is expanding soon. Luckily, this is easily done at a modular construction factory nearby. In the circular neighborhood of the future, choosing a house means choosing from a system of interconnected resources. Healthy, bio-based materials which sequester carbon are guaranteed from renewable sources, and solar energy production is built into roof modules. Designed for reuse ensures the possibility to adjust buildings more easily to support changes in your life. Residual value calculations like those powered by TNO stimulate reuse of available resources and waste streams. And building passports like Medasters allow us to quantify the positive impacts of using bio-based materials. Each home comes with a digital building passport, which connects to a marketplace for circular products and services like LEDAX. LEDAX is the world's first lead substitute with the same properties as traditional lead, but without harmful effects on health and the environment. Circular by design, at the end of each product's life cycle, it can be recycled and reused as LEDAX again in a new application. 1 p.m. Lunchtime. Sam visits his neighborhood food hub to pick up a burrito and signs up for a cooking class where they use fresh greens produced with hydroponics on site. In the circular neighborhood of the future, residents are more connected to what they're eating because they actually see it grow. By taking a systems approach, we can grow locally using significantly less water and land. And by combining it with water and waste treatment, we close the loop of biodegradable waste within the food system. GrowX accelerates sustainable and local urban agriculture. By combining extensive farming experience with artificial intelligence, it becomes possible to provide on-demand produce with consistent quality. 2 p.m. On his way home, Sam runs into his neighbors gardening a collective plot near his house. This area was recently transformed into a garden co-op to rebalance nature in the district. In the circular neighborhood of the future, the community is the client. Supported by platform technology, co-creation has become the norm in urban development, and the needs of local residents are translated into neighborhoods that also improve the health of the planet. Crowd building is the starting point for collective living. The crowd building platform connects and supports groups who want to realize their own buildings. It links groups to locations, projects, and professionals to help these shared dreams come true. Space and Matter discovers, designs, and develops strategies that support a more democratic, distributed, and sustainable city. The office uses design as the glue to bind disparate fields together and build resilient neighborhoods. 4 o'clock. Sam has an errand to run at the local energy center. With his parents visiting this week, his household will need more energy. Sam is able to locate surplus energy at the local school and request a transfer. Sorted! In the circular neighborhood of the future, energy is shared across the entire community by a decentralized network based on renewables. An energy exchange platform turns consumers into prosumers who produce more energy than they consume. Residents have the freedom to choose how their energy is managed and sourced. An energy exchange system like Spectral's harnesses blockchain technology to provide a transparent transaction system for automated negotiation of energy trading. Quantifying and visualizing a neighborhood's metabolism can quickly highlight major opportunities. Metabolic maps material, energy, water, and waste flows through a neighborhood to understand where impacts are highest and value is being lost, serving as a robust basis for a circular economy strategy. 6 o'clock p.m. After school pickup. Sam and the family visit the new neighborhood playground. They even played a role in designing it. In the circular neighborhood of the future, the 15-minute city has been realized, and we no longer have to travel long distances to work, learn, or play. We have converted infrastructure for cars into infrastructure for people and bikes. High-Tech Road develops and produces a soil stabilizer product, which is circular by design, reduces construction time and costs. The reuse of materials is now the norm, coordinated by statewide material banks, which enable communities to locate the products they need. Superuse Studios repurposes decommissioned windmills from California as architectural or playground elements, giving the rotor blades a 100 years extension of their life. Bio-based materials have become widespread, and technologies like 3D printing have become much cheaper. Public space furniture like Actuals is produced in a zero-waste process, made from recycled waste plastic, which is transformed into seating or sunshading structures durable enough to be placed in public space. 10 p.m. Good night. It's been a busy day for Sam and his family. It's all these elements together, from water to energy to public space, that create the circular city, a city that's sustainable and carbon neutral. Welcome to the city of the future. Think circular, act circular.
As said in the video, to overcome the actual challenges posed by the waste accumulation, by the global warming and other different challenges, we need our action as citizens, but furthermore, we need a collective response where communities take directly action. In fact, in the actual scenario, a single action of a single person is very important, but not enough to protect our lives and our planet and how we do live together, facing the enormous challenges that we are faced to. And in fact, the change from linear to circular economy models requires a cultural change of all of us and of all our communities that have a strong power actually in adopting useful and positive lifestyles and behaviors. But there are some principles that we may identify and that may lead our daily action as community and community members. For instance, to privilege collaboration instead than competition is very important, because in our single action in our daily life, collaboration generates positive results and better feelings than competition. Imagine sharing ideas, resources, materials, and planning also together action in our community is simplifying in a way the way we live together, because we can share also responsibilities and resources and make our life much more enjoyable just because we are not alone. Another principle that we may take into consideration is the fact that we may use goods instead than possessing goods. In fact, what is the most important is to use resources and materials we have at disposal in our community and not just possessing goods, because actually the reasonable use of common goods is avoiding also multiplying the production of an enormous mass of waste and goods, to have unused or underused goods, such as are often privately owned goods, and the use of which is rarefied or not, since they represent a material surplus for the owners and are removed from the availability of those who don't possess them, or they have not the possibility or the means to acquire them. Another principle that we may take into consideration when supporting our community to become circular is the fact to feel part of a community and to participate in a community. In fact, this is already the basis for sustainability. Not to feel alone, but to feel part of a community, to take action in a community, not to feel isolated from a social context. It's already creating benefits for the individuals from afar and also for the community itself. In fact, imagine a consumer that is isolated from a social context consumes and spends much more than a citizen that is living and sharing with the social group that person feels to belong and co-manage services and goods with them. And finally, another principle that we may take into consideration is the care of common goods as a civic objective. In fact, that if we all in our community together, we take the responsibility to take care about our common goods that can be from the resources, the natural resources such as water, energy, to even what is apparently can be considered secondary goods, such as leisure space or educational resources, but that are vital for our life and for the life of our community. If we take care together, this is also our civic responsibility, our civic objective as community members. And this is producing, of course, well-being for all the community members. And now that we have seen what is a community, we have revised the concept of circular economy, and we have seen also which are the possible principles that may lead our action as a community member to let our community be circular. I would like to invite you to visualize, to watch two different experiences. One is an Italian experience that is called Centrino experience, where different micro and small organizations unite their interest in creating a circular manufacturing. And another experience that is from Spain that is called El Boalo is representing an example of a possible circular community. So take your time, watch the videos and enjoy.
We received a donation from Grand Hotel at Milan of this very luxury and soft sheet. During the residency, we had a collaboration with the Spazio 3R, that is a local tailor shop that is engaging women from 26 countries. They work there and they are in the neighborhood. And so I proposed that, would you feel like trying and use this sheet to create the tote bags? They said, yes, why not? Let's do it. We decided to do a double layer. We had some leftovers of these handles. And so we have 4 different colors. And then we also had a local silk print shop that is using ecological colors. And then finally, we also created a meta brand that is called Manifattura Milano. That is the way we call our pilots in Centrino. If we go on with this experimentation, citizens learn and understand that this product comes from a joint venture between local stakeholders in this vision of a fab city. And so I think it's a good way to express our values with a physical object.
Un momento en el que se habla de despoblación y de muerte de las zonas rurales y de los pueblos, lo realmente importante es que son los pueblos los que van a poder salvar a las ciudades. Estamos hablando de que es un proyecto en el que no inventamos nada nuevo, de volver un poco a nuestra raíz, ¿no? de implementar medidas de trabajo de kilómetro cero, de consumo de proximidad, que son las que generan realmente valor y desarrollo y economía en un entorno rural como el nuestro. Los avicomposteros forman parte de un proyecto que es el de la red Terrae, del que nosotros formamos parte, de territorios agroecológicos, y aquí le damos un puntito más, que es llevarlo al colegio, como un recurso educativo, porque lo que queremos es transformar nuestra realidad. Entonces, ahí es donde podemos hacer mayor palanca de cambio. El proyecto del rebaño municipal es un proyecto que también es pionero. Lo que hace es, en una estructura de economía circular, aprovechamos los restos de las podas vegetales que recoge el ayuntamiento como parte de alimento del ganado y producimos productos que pueden ser carne o leche para consumo de proximidad. ¿En qué sería? O venta directa de animales, de esa carne a nuestros vecinos, ¿no? Entonces empezamos a cerrar ciclo.
Yo estudié ingeniería forestal y estuve 16 años trabajando para una multinacional del sector de las tecnologías aquí en Madrid. Y bueno, me quedé sin trabajo ese año y para mí fue como la oportunidad de pensar en algo que pudiera desarrollar en el campo, en este entorno, en la montaña.
Esa puesta en valor de todos esos productos de economía circular lo hacemos también a través de un portal online, que es Buena Compra BCM, que gestiona una asociación de mujeres local y que lo que hacen es llevar esos productos que se elaboran artesanalmente en la localidad y se hace una venta directa sin intermediarios, ¿no?
En la actualidad somos unas 20 asociadas, sí. Y lo que se hacen es transformar, por ejemplo, cazadoras viejas. Las hacen pues con muchas aplicaciones. Luego hay cápsulas de café que ahí también las reciclan como joyería. Todo lo que se pueda reciclar o rehacer, lo hacemos.
Y en esa parte de recogida de restos y de economía circular hay otro proyecto fundamental que es el Reutiliza. Antes de que los enseres, utensilios de segunda mano vayan al punto limpio y se eliminen, se recogen.
Los ciudadanos que tienen necesidad de estos objetos que hay gente que está desechando, pues pueden darle una segunda vida, alargan la vida útil del producto y evitan tanto generar el residuo como la adquisición de un nuevo producto.
Zero Waste Europe, que es un organismo internacional, europeo, reconoce el esfuerzo que el ayuntamiento ha hecho con ese proyecto y nos señala como el primer ayuntamiento que cumple con los estándares europeos de residuo cero. Semanalmente, ayuntamientos de toda España pues, se quieren interesar por lo que estamos haciendo aquí. Lo más notable ha sido la visita de la FAO, también se ha acercado aquí para ver si esto es replicable, escalable a otras zonas. Para que en Madrid un proyecto como este funcione, lo que hace falta es decisión política. Estos proyectos tienen mucho reconocimiento, pero te hacen muy vulnerable. El trabajo con animales, el trabajo con las familias, con los pequeños y demás, es un trabajo que te expone muchísimo y que si no se hace bien puede tener un efecto muy negativo. Hay ciudades como París que ya tienen rebaños en algunas zonas desbrozando y limpiando parques periurbanos. Todo el norte de Italia, las grandes ciudades ya recogen y separan la materia orgánica y la compostan según estándares europeos. Hay que quitarse los complejos y, por qué no, Madrid, Barcelona, las grandes ciudades españolas pueden estar a la par que las europeas, no solo en turismo, sino también en temas de sostenibilidad ambiental.